Hi everyone, thank you for joining me tonight, and in this video I will explain about corporate finance and what are lessons learned I've got from this course. I would like to express gratitude for having Prof. Roy in our course. With his experience and fun teaching methodology, it makes us actively to learn and explore more about corporate finance. And one of the quotes that he shared is from Confucius that's very interesting for me is I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, and I do and I understand. In this mind map, I will walk you through 8 lessons I've learned from the course, which are: number 1, financial management. Second one is the time value of money. Third one is capital budgeting. 4 is analysis of securities portfolio investment. 5 is capital structure. 6 is fraud risk management. 7 is issues in finance. And last one is an event analysis. So we start with financial management. In this financial management, there are 4 that I want to explain. Number 1 is goal of financial management. And second one is 4 cornerstones of corporate finance by McKinsey. Next one is 5 business essentials. And last one is principal agent problem. In goal of financial management, there are basic objective, operational objective, social objective, and research objective. For basic objective, it means how to maximize the profit and maximize the wealth. And for operational objective is most effective utilization of finance, safety of investment, and growth of the enterprise. The social objective is timely payment of interest, wages, dividends, settlement for suppliers, and for taxes. And last one is research objectives is how to find a new and better source of finances. And in this goal financial management, somehow we find a principal agent problems. What is principal agent problems? Principal agent problems basically is a conflict of interest from manager and owner. In this, we can see asymmetric info, for example, moral hazard and adverse selection. How to manage the principal agent problems? We have to see and the management compensation reflects share price, stock option, or fire manager who do not perform, take over, and apply a good corporate governance. One of the principles of the good corporate governance is TARIF, which stands for transparency, accountability, responsibility, independency, and fairness. Core of value principle. Value is driven by returns on capital and growth and cash flow. Conservation of value principle. You cannot create value by rearranging claims on cash flow. Best owner principle. A business value depends upon its owner capability. And the last one is expectation treadmill principle. The more investors expect of your share price, the better you must perform to keep up. This from McKinsey and Company. And 5 business essentials from Ramcharan is cash, customer focus, velocity, growth, and leadership. Cash generation is ensure enough cash flow to sustain operation and invest in growth by managing working capital and reducing unnecessary expense. Customer focus is prioritize understanding and meeting customer needs to enhance satisfaction and loyalty, outperforming competitors. Cost management is maintain profitability by controlling expense and making strategic investment without compromising quality. Growth is achieved sustainable growth by developing a clear strategy, identifying opportunities for expansion, and investing in necessary resources. Leadership, the last one is develop strong leaders who set the vision, inspire employees, and drive strategy execution to navigate challenges and seize opportunities. Next, I will go through the time value of money. The time value of money is a fundamental financial concept that reflects the idea that a sum of money has different value at different points in time. The key concept of time value of money is present value, future value, interest rate, discount rate, compounding, and annuities. And the application of time values it could be vary. Investment, for example, for investment loan, retirement planning, tax capital budgeting, valuing bonds, lease agreements, and so on. For key concept of time value money, present value is the current value of a future sum of money or stream of cash flow discounted at a specific interest rate. And for future value is the value of a current sum of money at a specified date in the future based on assumed rate of growth or interest rate. The interest rate, the percentage rate at which money grows over time. It can be simple or compound. Discount rate is the interest rate used to calculate the present value of future cash flow. And compounding is the process by which an investment grows over time with interest earned on both the initial principal and the accumulated interest from previous periods. Annuity is a series of equal payments made at regular intervals over a period of time. They can be ordinary annuities or annuities due. Next one, I will discussing about capital budgeting. Capital budgeting is the process company use to decide which big project or investment needs to undertake. This could be things like building a new factory, buying new equipment, or launching a new product. The main goal is to choose projects that will increase the company value. There are three methods on capital budgeting. First one is net present value or NPV. It measures how much value a project will add. A positive NPV means the project is good. Second one is the profitability index. It's the ratio of benefit to cost. A PI greater than 1 is good. Last one is a internal rate of returns. The rate at which the project breaks even. Higher ERR means a better project. Next one, I will discussing about analysis of securities portfolio investment. In this analysis of security, there are two methods of analysis. First one is technical and second one is fundamental. I learned about technical analysis consists of downtrend and uptrend line, CAPM and WACC. And for fundamental analysis, I learned about top-down approach, start from macroeconomy, sector analysis, and company itself to determine the company valuation. First one, downtrend and uptrend, we can see from the stock price from time after time. And we can see the last period of this stock trend. Next one is CAPM. CAPM, or the capital asset pricing model, is a financial model used to determine the expected return on an investment given its risk relative to the market. It helps investors understand the relationship between risk and return, enabling them to make informed decisions about investing in particular asset or security. To calculate CAPM, it takes risk-free rate, beta market return, and market risk premium rate. CIPM is what investors should expect in return on the stock given its risk level on the market. Next one is WACC, stands for Weighted Average Cost of Capital. It's a calculation of a company cost of capital in which each category of capital is proportionally weighted. It includes all sources of capital, including debt, equity, and any other sources. WACC is used to see what it costs a company to raise funds in order to finance new project or investment. To define a minimum earned to satisfy its investor, it's important for investment decision, valuation, performance measurement, and capital structure. Next one, I will discussing the capital structure. The capital structure refers to the way a company finances its overall operation and growth by using different sources of funds. It typically includes a mix of debt, which is loans, bonds, and equity like common stock, preferred stock, and etc. The capital structure determines the proportion of debt and equity that a company uses to fund its activity and is crucial in assessing the company's financial health and risk profile. Next, I will discussing about fraud risk management. In this course, I learned about the fraud hexagon and what is a red flag to indicate the fraud is happening and what is to do to prevent the fraud. Imagine a fraud triangle: opportunity, pressure, rationalization, and a character triangle like capability, arrogance. For financial statement fraud to happen, all these factors in fraud hexagons need to be present, along with a justifying attitude or behavior. Weak control, pressure to perform, and a way to talk themselves into it, combined with the knowledge to pull it off and an inflated ego, can create a situation ripe for fraud. Organizations can fight this by having strong control, good ethic, and a culture of following the rules. Symptoms of red flags. One of the symptoms is when the person is never take a vacation, and if his or her absence still do his or her jobs, often complain, and sometimes the person is like a Superman team player. Or maybe the person is frequent lost or missing documents, or the person shows demonstrate lifestyle beyond his income or her income capacity. For this fraud prevention, what I learned is we have to have a block leave policy. When one person in our team have to take a block leave to give the opportunity the other team member to replace him on that function and do the cross-function organization, distribute tasks, and incentive. Incentive could be physical, monetary, social, and moral. It depends on the needs. Next, I will discussing about event analysis, and my group discussing about BTPN, acquisition on Auto Group, and I learned that corporate events it could be vary, it could be cash dividends, stock split, spin-off, or merger and acquisition. But in this case, my group discussing about the acquisition of BTPN and Auto. That we analyze and learn acquisition event. There are 8 coverage of event analysis regarding to coverage and reporting. We learned that from this acquisition, BTPN able to expand their market to automotive financing with digital leverage capability and Auto gain a credit rating for the company to raise a credit loan in the future. Next, thank you. Thank you for joining me. I am deeply grateful for your insightful guidance and dedication throughout the corporate finance course by especially Prof. Roy which has significantly enriched my understanding of the subject and giving me a clear vision, especially on how to make a good investment in company. See you and thank you.